Good morning, and thank you for joining today. Our Monday webinar from the life insurance team, we're going to be covering the world of final expense with a very close partner of ours, Oxford Life. And we're going to be introducing that team here in a moment. AJ is going to be giving a presentation for us. Prior to starting the content with Oxford Life today and final expense and some great takeaways as well, I'd like to talk about a couple items that pertaining to the audience. We've got a great mix today of producers and partners that we appreciate. Thank you for your business. Existing clients on the line with us, as well as people who may not be with IAMS yet, may be considering IAMS or may just have interest in the webinar, and we appreciate your attendance and taking the time as well. I'd like to share with you some information about new producers, who IAMS is, and also some incentive programs for the rest of our group as we get started, and then we'll turn it over to Oxford Life. Here we go. So one of the things that when a new producer joins IAMS, we have an incentive program to initiate that first opportunity to do business together. The first application. When you're joining a new IMO, or really any major purchase decision or partnership decision, it's really hard to tell the information up front whether or not you're going to be satisfied, if you're going to fit with the individual group, until you really write your first piece of business, have your first opportunity to interact with each member of the team here, from case design all the way through. And so it's a constant focus of ours to make sure that we initiate that relationship with you as soon as possible and help you through the process. In order to do that, we'd also like to incentivize those producers coming on board with us, and we have a program to do that. Within your first period of time with us here, 180 days or so, we have a program set up based on that first application, to where if you submit a $100,000 annuity as an example, or $10,000 in target premium with life insurance, we're going to put together a package for you and cover a 15,000 piece mailing, iPad, cash, choice is yours. In addition to that, we have levels going all the way up to $1 million of submitted business. There are some incentives here, preset appointment programs covering the cost of your workshop, digital event, or customizing something that would benefit you directly. At the end of the day, we'd like to incentivize you for making the jump to partner with us, and we'd like to accelerate that relationship by putting some revenue back into your practice going forward. Make sure, if you have questions about this program, to ask your primary relationship at IAMS, whether it be myself, Tony, Jess, or any member of the annuity team, and we can get you the document for new producer builders and speak with you and design a plan for you if you are new and joining with IAMS. In addition to that, for those that, this goes twofold. For those that are already partnering with us, and again, thank you for the opportunity to handle your business and work with you, as well as new people, we have a producer incentive program for referred producers. Essentially, we're going to give you $50, a one-time bonus, when the referral that you introduce to us licenses with us. We're going to give you $100 when they write their first piece of business. In addition to that, we're going to ongoingly pay you for the life of that relationship as that producer writes business with us. And that money comes out of our pocket, not theirs. So you have an opportunity to build a revenue stream just by introducing those like minds that you hang around with, those in your mastermind group, those individuals that after working with us you feel may benefit from us as well. We appreciate the referrals and the opportunity. In addition to that, we'd like to put some revenue back in your pocket with this program. If you have any questions on this program, how it works, the dollar amounts, etc., or just put together a calculation, ask your IAMS primary relationship or give me a call. If you work with the life insurance team, I can help you out with that as well. We'll get you a copy of the incentive program and make sure that we register you for the referred producer program as well. When you do come on board with us and write your first case, one of the big benefits of doing business with IAMS is our industry-leading back office support. I've been in the FMO and IMO industry, thankfully here for 18 years, and going on 19 this year. And everybody uses those words, back office support, industry's best back office support. I learned firsthand by working with the team here, it really is not just words. Action speaks louder than words. Our team on the new business side, processing applications for life insurance, all the way through on the annuity side, my team and the case design assistants up front will be able to truly help you in the back office arena and make your business day to day a little bit easier. From submission to commission support. So all the way from designing and uncovering that first case with an opportunity, helping you with your practice, overcome things that keep you away from seeing face-to-face clients, all the way through that first commission check, we're going to be there for you. And we have the staff here set up. We've been doing it for years, and we excel at it, and we appreciate the opportunity to do so with you. Life and annuity quotes, expertise, and what we call a collaborative sales partner. Many of the IMOs, those of you that are with us can speak firsthand for this, and those that are joining us can relate to this concept. Many IMOs out there have great salespeople, and they're phenomenal at it, do very good at building relationships. They are also very highly technical people that may be great at doing case design, working with you, returning your calls as fast as possible. And there's a third type of marketer out there, and that's what we strive to be on the team here at IMS, which is a collaborative sales partner. A collaborative sales partner not only excels at building a relationship with you because we want to, but also excels in the arena of case design and advanced expertise with helping you uncover different opportunities and risks within your client's portfolio and within the life insurance arena. We have to be both of those. But where we're different is the word collaborative. The difference here with IMS is we're going to work with you as we build that relationship to continue to help build your practice. And it really is a collaborative relationship. It's a partnership. Sharing with us your opportunities, what you're looking at uncovering, and then day to day, us pairing back with you new concepts, ideas, materials, deliverables that can help you get there. And it really is a team effort. Which leads back to the referral program as to why that's important. Like-minded people, the more minds we put together in this circle, the more ideas we have to share. And we do want to collaborate with you to make sure that we all meet our goals. We are on Firelight, for those of you writing annuities with us, or Allianz for the life insurance side. We do represent, right from our website, you can take a Firelight application. Cases get paid outside of COVID time. I had a cash case get paid within 24 hours with Allianz Life at one point on an annuity application. Oxford's going to be talking about their process here shortly. So if you're not familiar with Firelight, make sure to ask your relationship on the annuity team here at IMS today how you can be. Carriers we have available, you can see the list. If you have any questions, make sure to ask your primary relationship here at IMS. We can get you a list of those or directly from our website. And we're also constantly evaluating and adding new carrier partnerships, especially as this landscape, this tax and retirement risk landscape changes and impacts the carriers and the design work that they're doing and how they navigate in this environment. We're there looking at those relationships, actively bringing on new companies, and evaluating our relationships so we can offer a truly stellar product mix to the table as well, to include several unique contracts that you may not find too many other places. 2 or 3 IMOs, we have relationships with direct contracts. Give us a call if you have a question, if somebody that you're writing business with is not on this list on the screen, or if you had a question or if you have input as to a carrier that we may want to take a look at. We're constantly looking at enhancing those relationships. When it comes to coming on board with IMS, we have a creative marketing team. Many of you have had an opportunity to meet with these very sharp individuals that help us on our day-to-day here. But as it relates to your practice, they really are a full-blown advertising agency within the insurance industry. They're not an advertising agency that is local that's going to be working with you on the furniture stores and car dealerships in your area only to hold your content captive. This is a group that's on our payroll so that we can make sure that they're there to benefit you as you write business with us. Some of the items that they can do, from the simplest newsletter, business card, all the way through geofencing and a full outline of digital resources, email marketing, text marketing, digital marketing strategies, website, as well as concepts to get you in front of motivated consumers and people who need a relationship with a financial consultant. Our team here is ready to go with that. If you have any questions on what they can do for you or would like to see a complete list, reach out to your primary relationship at the end of this call and make sure to ask about our creative marketing solutions. On our website, IAMSinc.com, we put together this website for two purposes. One, to be a face for IAMS and give you a log-on information so you can follow your cases, take an application, both for annuities and life insurance. But we also put it together to offer you complete value, to tell you about what's new at IAMS. The website, if you haven't already registered, I urge you to do so. Everything from a simple grid to talk about the top single premium life carriers, all the way through being able to take those annuity life applications, direct term insurance quotes, and guaranteed universal life directly from our website. Always accessible. When they let us off as marketers every once in a while to sleep, you'll have access to the website. Be able to pull everything from forms to your state specifics, all the way through links for additional research within the industry, as well as tools, interest rate calculators, etc. You've got to take a look at it, have your marketer give you a walkthrough, and let me know if you have any questions. When it comes to face-to-face with clients, one of the biggest challenges that I hear on the phone every day and that many of us face is how to help our clients get over a area that they may be frozen on. Help our clients uncover, one, recognize that they're paralyzed looking at a particular risk within their retirement plan, and they're coming to us to help them get over that. A lot of times we have to identify what that problem is and have them see it for the first time. They know it's there, but as they approach retirement, being able to truly see what their plan looks like. And not the plan that we gave them, but the plan that they've been thinking about in their head since they got into the workforce, and even more so as they get closer to retirement. We have a program, a partnership with Retirement Analyzer. You can access this. Again, reach out to your annuity marketer to ask for more. You can access this program as a partnership with IAMS. And essentially what it does is it allows you through very simple questions to ask a client about their retirement plan, the one that they believe to be true, when they're going to retire, how long they're going to be, letting those kids live with them, etc., what vacations they're going to be taking, their plan. It allows you to ask those questions, simply input them into a program, and print and provide the client with a detailed report showing that plan that they believe to be true playing out throughout their life expectancy in retirement. And if there's a problem, a bright red line pops up right across the screen like a red light saying we've got to check this out. If there's not a problem, the green light shows up. Essentially, it tests their plan, whether it's going to work or not. If it doesn't work out, you're there to provide them guidance as their financial navigator, and they, for once, see it. Really opens up an opportunity to uncover additional cases with the client and help ongoingly throughout retirement. As we know, retirement is not a static decision, and this program ties you back. So if you have any questions about that program and others, please make sure to ask about consumer-facing retirement planning software with IAMS. IAMS Wealth Management. Whether you're wanting to get your 65, your Series 65, and become an investment advisor representative, have more of the pie with your clients, control more of their assets so that you can make a well-rounded financial decision, or you already have your 65, or you're an independent registered investment advisor, and you would like to step away from the compliance overhead, if you will, by doing that as yourself, and would like to step into a group. We have a corporate RIA, IAMS Wealth Management, that would allow you to bring that license over to us, or even be sponsored to get your 65 and work with us directly. Increase your revenue, improve client relationship or client retention, get a bigger piece of wallet share, and at the end of the day, truly be able to make educated recommendations with your clients, increase your commissions and earning opportunity as well. And we've got a great platform. If you have any questions about IAMS Wealth Management, please contact me, Justin Ford, at IAMS, and I can get you a direct introduction over to that team. So we're going to end with the best part, possibly. Has anybody been feeling, as I do on Monday here with not enough coffee, has anybody been feeling like maybe we haven't gotten a lot of outside time to spend over the last year or so? COVID has kept us inside. It's definitely not going to keep us down. We're continuing our producer trip, our annual producer incentive trip coming up. We've got some excellent changes that are going to benefit you. One of the changes is typically these programs are based on a qualification period of 12 months a year. We actually here at IAMS have a qualification period that is 18 months. So one, to incorporate those that are joining on with us newly and would like to quickly get business in, but maybe we're a couple months behind because you just found out about us. And also to incentivize those producers we work with to bring additional assets in so they can qualify for this great trip. It's going to be a great an opportunity to rub elbows with other producers, share ideas, and at the same time, not too bad to be in Venice, Italy, Rome, or Sorrento. So make sure to ask today if you haven't already let your primary relationship at IAMS know, your annuity or life marketer, that you're interested in the trip. Go ahead and do that today. We'll make sure we provide you with where you're tracking, where your production lands, your point value, et cetera. Qualification period is down here below. We'll get you a copy of this as well if you express interest. This would be something that would love to see everybody on. We are on social media. We can also help you with your social media. So if you have any questions about enhancing your social media presence, please, by all means, ask your primary relationship. You can also follow us on Facebook or LinkedIn. And let me back up here real quick. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to our presenter, AJ. Give me one moment here and we'll get started and we'll go on with Oxford Life. Okay, AJ, can you hear me? You may have to hit unmute at the top of your screen there.
Okay, can you hear me, Justin?
Yes, there you are. I was just about to tell the group we'll be on there. Hey, AJ, good morning.
Good morning. I had to, for whatever reason, hang up and redial back in to put the access code again, but good thing it worked
Well,
out.
you know, that is my bad luck this morning. I didn't have my typical 2 pots of coffee, and I think I put some bad juju on you. I'm just glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
Go ahead.
A little bit about us. I guess the main thing is we really are making a big push for our final expense products. It's a huge growing market. It's already a large existing market. And I think we're very well positioned to kind of grow that market, and more than happy to work with IAMS in doing so. So here is my presentation on life products. A little bit about me. Eastern Regional Director. I am filling in for Mike Carley, who is the Central Regional Director. He was unable to attend this webinar, but filling up for him, more than happy to do that. So a little bit about me before we carry on. Okay, so Oxford Life began in 1965. We only work with one of the ratings company, which is probably the foremost one, AM Best. We are A- for excellent, which is in the top tier of ratings, so we do have good financial strength. An A- is a positive outlook. There have been talks that we may be being bumped up to an A, but really it's splitting hairs at that point. Good financial strength. Kind of little picture of where that financial strength comes from. A lot of people aren't aware that U-Haul is our sister company. Oxford and U-Haul are sister companies, and the parent company is Americo, not to be confused with Americo, which is an I in it. Americo has a few companies under them. The main ones are, of course, Oxford Life and U-Haul. There is a smaller carrier, Christian Fidelity, which essentially has the same products as Oxford Life, but a lower commission and therefore a lower premium as well. Not a lot of agents sell Christian Fidelity. It really started off with agents that wanted a faith-based carrier. We acquired them, but really, not too many agents are selling that. Oxford is really our bread and butter carrier. Okay, so a lot of people might wonder why Oxford Life. Of course, we just went through the financial strength of competitive products. We do offer a very good street-level comp, so top-level commissions in the industry, we're pretty much up to par with the best. And, of course, convenient point-of-sale application decision process, which I will be getting into later, and superior producer and customer service, so training with videos and webinars such as the one now, and, of course, individualized service from your regional director. So let's start with the main product, our final expense product, the assurance. So, like I mentioned before, the need for final expense is more than ever before. The first baby boomers turned 65 back in 2011. The U.S. population in that age bracket of 65 and over is expected to double within the next decade. By 2030, 1 out of 5 Americans, which is around 72 million, will be 65 years or older. Every 8.4 seconds, there's another baby boomer turning 50. And this is a real important stat, and I know Limra put these together. Approximately 45% of seniors age 65 are not covered by life insurance of any kind. So, it's up to agents to fill that gap, to fill that need, and really reach out to the senior marketplace as much as possible right now. Cost of a funeral, almost a decade ago, the average cost of a funeral was a little over $8,000, and that's not considering inflation. So if your client lives till about 2030, if we assume a 3% inflation rate, the average cost of a funeral will be between $14,000 and $15,000. And that is actually the average final expense policy sold in the market is about between $10,000 and $15,000, depending on the carrier. Government-sponsored death benefits really don't provide anything. It's about $255 one time from Social Security, and veterans benefits pay only $300. So, I always say you can be underinsured, but you can never be overinsured. But some insurance is a must. It's almost like a necessity. Traditional final expenses, what do they cover? I mean, this is typically common sense. It's everything that goes with the burial expense or the final expense: cemetery plot, vault, casket, urn, headstone, tombstone, cremation expenses. A couple of things people don't. Sometimes the costs creep up at the end, and people don't realize hidden costs. I like to call them travel costs for the loved ones if people are flying out for the funeral or wake. Rental of a hearse or transportation of the casket, funeral home, church services, viewing, wake, flowers, pictures, embalming, cosmetics. They all add up, and they're only getting more and more expensive by the year. Possible additional expenses, these are important to note. A lot of clients, they think of their final expenses as simply just the burial cost, but really, there's many things that might have been left unpaid before one might eventually pass away. There's, ambulatory costs, paramedic expenses, unpaid medical bills, deductibles, taxes, et cetera, and I also like to say credit card bills that might not have been paid. These are the last things that anybody wants to leave behind for their children. If they don't want to be a burden, then final expense policy is probably the best way to go. Okay. So it is essentially a whole life product. It is a level premium. Our assurance is a level premium, guaranteed death benefit from day one. And of course, I will go into the assurance one, which is essentially the assurance but a single payment or a single premium. And the assurance one is, of course, because it's a single premium, it's great for 1035 exchanges. And we'll get into the products just in a bit. So if you look at monthly Social Security retirement income benefit amount for a husband being $2,350, monthly pension of $1,500, and you look at the wife's Social Security $1,275, monthly pension, let's just assume $600, you're looking at a total of $3,625 coming in, and a monthly pension benefit coming in of $2,100. Now, if one were to pass away, you're losing that $1,275. You're losing the $1,500 pension, and you're ending up with a lot less than you would have. And really, with the event, with the passing of one spouse, you really do need to supplement that income somehow. And what better way than a final expense policy that, of course, is like any other insurance policy, income tax free, the death benefit. So what I always like to point out, and people will say, well, every carrier has sweet spots. I mean, of course, you guys are cheap somewhere. We put it out here. This is just an example of how most search engines kind of return their searches. Oxford's insurance product, it's not just cheaper at the 55 or 70 or 80. We ran a quote, and we put the price at 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, and we're pretty much always in the top 3 cheapest premiums. And this is for a monthly premium, typical $10,000 policy, female. You can see with the ages, we put it in bold. We are the cheapest in that. Now with the males, same thing. Nothing's changed. See, if I go up, there's really no difference. So premium is one of our strong selling points, a little secret I like to put out there. People ask how we keep our premium so low. We don't hire in-house underwriters. We actually don't have underwriters. All the medical questions on the app, and I'll get into that. So, if your client, it's a simplified issue product. If the client qualifies for, if it's a yes or no on the questions, if it's a yes, that is a knockout for any of our medical questions. So the underwriting essentially is our app, and that's how we saved it. So we pass that cost along into the premium. So a lot of your clients, since they are going to be seniors, will be receiving Social Security payments. And we've made it pretty convenient where they can select the second, third, or fourth Wednesday of each month to coincide with the time of their Social Security payment. So the drafts can be set up in that manner where, it'll as soon as that payment drops from Social Security, that's when the draft will occur. And this, of course, improves persistency and trailing commission payments. So there's no issues on the back end as far as the policy being interrupted by lack of premium payment. We do have riders on the product. Advanced death benefit, which is pretty common, a terminal illness rider. 100% of the death benefits, worth noting. It's available at no cost. I usually like to call those endorsements because it's built into the policy, not really a rider where you elect it and pay for it. So it's 100% free, 100% of death benefit, paid in the event that the insured has been diagnosed by a physician to have a terminal illness that is expected to result in the insured's death within 12 months. So it does require a physician cert or certification. Accidental death benefit, common carrier rider. This is a less common one. The chances of this occurring are pretty low, but still we put it in there equal to the amount of the death benefit, so 100% again, available at no additional cost, paid in the event of the insured accidental death while riding as a fare-paying passenger on a common carrier conveyance. I don't know, I take those odds to Vegas, but it's worth having it. It's worth having it in there. Assurance, again, just to reiterate, a level premium, whole life product designed to provide the guaranteed death benefit, helps pay for the cost of their final expenses. Issue ages with the specs, 50 through 80, aged last birthday. So we are a current age carrier. Now we only have 2 ratings, rated for males and females, both alike. Standard is tobacco and preferred is non-tobacco. This is worth noting down. Standard is tobacco and preferred is non-tobacco. We don't have any rate banding, so the cost is what it is. It's not you're not getting a discount at certain face amounts. It's just kind of evenly spread throughout the cost. Payment modes, of course, annual, semi-annual, quarterly, and monthly, pretty typical in most carriers. Issue amounts of $5,000 to $30,000, so minimum face value $5,000, maximum face amount $30,000. Builds cash, and I do like to say that although it is a whole life policy, builds cash, I don't recommend really withdrawing any of that cash. There's usually just just a little bit extra to make sure that the lapse protection feature isn't jeopardized. So it's a fine line between how much you can take and how much to leave in there. I recommend not playing around with it too much. Of course, it is there. If the policy's been in existence long enough, there's definitely cash that can be pulled out, but it does come with a 8% interest rate, which I think is slightly high. So really, it is just for the purpose of a tax-free death benefit, in my opinion, and it does that very well with cheap premiums. Typically a 2-day, 48-hour policy issue. Clients receive their policy quickly. We do pay commissions daily, and of course, there's the option for advance on the commission, either 6 or maximum of 9-month advance. We do have online calculators. Now, one thing I always mention is, unlike pretty much every carrier, we don't require agents to log in to access our guides, our marketing materials, our apps, our forms, literally everything. You can go onto oxfordlife.com, click on agents, and we have calculators, tools for you to use. We have the forms for you to download. Everything is on there without having to log in. The only thing you'd ever have to log in for is really if you want to run an e-app. We do have a mobile app for smartphones and tablets, which is gives you instant access to the rates, especially when you're on the run. You can complete an e-app, upload to the secure agent portal, or fax in your completed app. But really, who uses fax anymore? And of course, complimentary, client-friendly, and memorial planning guides are there for the taking as well. So let's look at the Assurance One. It's essentially the same thing as the product we just went over, but it is the single premium version. Single premium whole life product designed to provide a guaranteed death benefit. So unlike the other one, the only difference is the issue age is 55 through 80, not 50 through 80. Again, age last birthday, so current age. Rated for males and females. Again, standard is tobacco and preferred is non-tobacco. Single premium. Minimum face amount, same thing as the Assurance, $5,000, and again, same thing as the Assurance. The maximum issue amount is $30,000 as well. Builds cash values for emergencies, can be accessed through policy loan, and again, a level death benefit, level premium product. I'm going to give you a little more time there. Okay, let's take a look at and a lot of agents are catching up on this one. It wasn't as popular before, but I'm going to go into why it's gaining momentum. Our single premium whole life, the Prosperity Select, is also a simplified issue product, but I feel like it offers a lot for specific needs. So I'm just going to go through a brief kind of idea of who we're looking at for this product, and it's really the same market as the Assurance and the Assurance One. The ideal candidate for single premium life is between the ages of 60 and 85, with money set aside and earmarked for future generations. I like to call it lazy money. Sometimes clients they have 20, 30, 50, 10,000 sitting around. They have it in a savings account or some sort of money market, a CD, which are pretty much useless. I like to call that lazy money. So and they are conservative, somewhat conservative, and prefer guarantees rather than assumptions. So like I mentioned, it is simplified issue and do not require a medical exam. So what are the benefits? It takes advantage of current tax laws to minimize tax liability. I mean, that essentially is a fancy way to say the second point. Death benefit is currently federal income tax free. And it also means, any growth on a policy, as you know, is tax deferred growth. That's one of the benefits of life insurance as an asset. Conservative life insurance policy that provides guarantees helps to increase the size of your estate in a tax efficient manner. Again, like I mentioned, the income tax free death benefit. However, death benefit from life insurance policies do count towards go towards the estate, so it does count in probate. But for all intents and purposes, there's no immediate tax on the death benefit itself, so it's income tax free. Accelerated death benefits for nursing home or health services, which I'm going to get into. That's an important selling point right there. Protects beneficiaries from being bumped up into a higher tax bracket. Helps avoid the tax time bomb. In other words, that means it helps to ease estate to liquidity. Product features: single premium payment guaranteed from day one, 100% guaranteed return of premium, and of course accelerated benefits available. Now, one point to really note about this product is that it is a MEC, which is, if you remember from your life insurance exam, a modified endowment contract, which is basically tax similar to that of an annuity or for policy withdrawals or loan purposes. So little schedule piece that I put in there kind of gives you an idea of how the guaranteed death benefit works. Let's just say you have a age 66 client, female, dumps in 100,000, right there automatically guaranteed death benefit of 219,411, which is not bad. Pretty good for money that was just sitting around a lifetime of savings and no growth. This is definitely the way to go. Take a look at the accelerated death benefits that we do have on this: the terminal illness benefit, nursing home benefit, chronic illness, and the home health care benefit. Let's start with the terminal illness benefit. So typical with any terminal illness where you're deemed to be in the last 12 months of life expectancy, you're eligible to receive the terminal illness benefit. The illness benefit can be any amount up to 75% of your death benefit, not to exceed 100,000. Okay, so pretty simple. Up to 75% of your death benefit, maximum 100,000. Nursing home benefit. This is important because seniors are looking into more and more things like long-term care plans, just saving for hospital and home hospice and hospital fees. So nursing homes, of course, are popping up, becoming more and more common. If you are confined to a nursing home and are expected to remain there for the rest of your life, you're eligible for a monthly benefit determined by the number of years the policy has been in effect prior to the benefit claim. So, if the policy has been in force less than 5 years, then the monthly benefit is 1% of the death benefit. Now, it may not sound like a lot, but keep in mind these are much larger policies than your typical burial policy. The monthly benefit is equal to 1% of the death benefit, subject to a maximum of $4,000 per month. Okay, now, if the policy has been in force 5 years or longer, much bigger difference. The monthly benefit is equal to 3% of the death benefit, so 3 times that amount. Again, subject to a maximum of $4,000 per month. Okay. Chronic illness benefit, same thing as before. If you have a chronic illness, you're eligible to receive a monthly benefit equal to the lesser of $2,000 or 1% of the death benefit. So unlike the nursing home benefit, which is $4,000 per month max, this one is $2,000 or 1% of the death benefit, whichever is equal to or lesser. And finally, home health care benefit, home hospice. This is very important, where the practitioner comes to pay you a visit at home. So if the client is diagnosed as having a chronic illness and having been receiving home health care for a period of 90 consecutive days or more, you're eligible to receive a monthly benefit of 1% of the death benefit, subject to a maximum of $2,000 per month. Now, again, all the product guides are on our website. You can pull those without logging in. So even right after this webinar, you can do that. And with the home healthcare benefit, that amount, it's typically, and if you remember this from the long-term care products, it's 2 of 6 ADLs. So what that means is, assisted daily living. So if there are 6 functions for your daily living and the client is incapable of doing at least 2 of those, it might be bathing or feeding themselves, then that qualifies for home health care benefit. So, as long as you're receiving that home health care for a period of 90 consecutive days or more, you do qualify for a home health care benefit. So let's take a look at why agents, like I mentioned, are looking at this product more and more, especially advisors who do sell annuities and kind of do a complete financial planning for their clients. If you were to deposit $100,000 into a fixed index annuity earning 5% per year, In 10 years, the account value is $155,132, but then, of course, after taxes, Uncle Sam gets his share, it's really only $141,349. However, let's look at an alternative scenario where your client deposits $50,000 into a fixed index annuity at 5%, and $50,000 into a Prosperity Select whole life single premium whole life product. In 10 years, the account value of the fixed index annuity will be $77,566 or $70,674, but then the death benefit of the single premium life is $98,656 from dumping in that $50,000. So your total return after tax is $169,330. So more than 25, about $28,000 more than you would have with dumping the whole $100,000 into a fixed index annuity, instead of doing $50,000 in the annuity and $50,000 in the life plan. And this is because, again, the death benefit is just tax free, so it's just, you can't compare. So it is, when you compare it to a taxable CD, I mentioned CDs and money market before. I am not a fan at all. I almost have an allergic reaction to money market products. A 60-year-old female on a 28% tax bracket places $50,000 in a 2.5% CD. Let's look at the net of income tax in year one, $50,900. Now, with Prosperity Select, you paid that lump sum in. Your guaranteed death benefit is level throughout, and more than double in the first year. So it's an immediate benefit. Life insurance is an immediate benefit. So let's look at the specs, kind of go through it one more time. What it is, again, a single premium wealth transfer whole life policy with the return of premium. Issue age is 55 through 80, age at last birthday. Rated for males and females the same way we do with the Assurance and Insurance One. Standard is tobacco, preferred is non-tobacco. Minimum issue amount is $30,000. Base amounts go as high as $500,000. We don't write that there because, again, it's based on issue age, gender, and tobacco class. And guaranteed return of premium. Something to remember, just like any whole life policy, outstanding loan balances do draw down from the death benefit. So a question that typically arises, what if I have a loan and I don't pay that back and my client passes away? Well, we'll readjust, we'll take that loan, it will be recategorized as a withdrawal, and that will diminish the death benefit by the amount of that outstanding loan. And of course, we do have the 2-year suicide clause, which is in any policy. It's just something I have to mention. Suicide in the first 2 years does nullify that. The only thing you get is that, like I mentioned, is the return of premium. So they would get back the total amount of premiums paid, less any debt, or loans rather. Okay, very important to note. And agents absolutely love our InstaRight health assessment. It's an electronic health assessment, and here's why. So what is it really? It's an application decision process which pretty much lets you know if your client is qualified or declined within less than 60 seconds. So it's a speedy process. That way you have more time to make more appointments and close more business. You don't have to sit around wondering if that client's going to qualify. You don't have to make phone calls to see if there's no underwriting process. You don't have to make calls and see where the app is at. So it's a streamlined and better experience for you and your clients. Available 24/7 and no telephone interview required. It can be done all online. And of course, you can call in if you're sitting with the client and you don't want to do it electronically. You can call in and do it as well. Our point of sale electronic process gives you confidence knowing a decision will be made while at your client's home. So let's take a look at it, how it works. First, you go to oxfordlife.com, log into the agent portal. This is how you submit the e-app. Click on My Tools, e-app, Assurance, complete form and submit application, complete signing process with the client, and then you move on to the e-health assessment. Now, it's very important to note, and I can't stress this enough, you do have to have a signed app submitted in order order to do the InstaRight health assessment. The reason for this is it's HIPAA compliant laws. We do pull, health records on the client to see if they're approved or declined, and without their signature, it is illegal to do that. So always, always, always submit the app with the signed app, and then you do the e-health assessment. And then you log into the agent portal, click on My Tools, InstaRight, insure the information pre-fills, agree to terms, click Request Assessment, and boom, within 60 seconds you have a decision made. It's that simple. So agents really love it. You're already logged into the agent portal. You did the app, and boom, you do that. It honestly takes 1 to 2 minutes to do the InstaRight. Well worth taking the time out to do that if you're with the client, so you can rest assured knowing whether the client is going to be a decliner or not. So like I mentioned, the most common option for the health assessment is electronic. It's available on the Agents tab. Log into the Agent Portal, available 24/7. Again, click on My Tools, eApp Health Assessment, enter the required information, and click on Submit. Now, a lot of agents, if some of you aren't appointed yet, we have a new thing where if you do submit your contracting within a day or two, within 48 hours, you should have an agent code. Once you have the agent code, you can now submit your first case online, eApp. You don't have to do a paper app. So that was a great change within the past 6 months, 3 to 6 months. And there you are. Upon completion of the health assessment, the agent receives an email with qualified or non-qualified result. Now, option 2 is, of course, the old school method. You can, of course, call in. That is also 24 hours. Upon completion, you can call toll-free 833-705-4019. Speak with one of Oxford Life's dedicated InstaRight health assessment team professionals. And you just provide the agent provides a processor with their name, agent ID, and product name. And the rest is pretty self-explanatory. The only thing you really need about the client is their full name, gender, date of birth, social security number, and height and weight. So it's essentially one of our staff doing it for you while you're on the phone. I think it's just, they're both fast, but it's just whether or not you've been doing everything digital or not. Okay, again, sum it up, the Oxford Life InstaRight information, 833-705-4019, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. The agent portal is available 24/7, and that's why a lot of agents prefer the online electronic. Okay, and of course, you have sales support, 800-308-2318. Those hours are 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time. And of course, your regional director, 24/7. So if you want to wake Mike up at 3 in the morning, technically, according to this slide, you absolutely can. Okay. We also have an app. We do have a phone app. Facebook, you just follow, you just go @ Oxford Life Insurance. On Twitter, you can tweet Oxford Life AZ, since we are headquartered in Phoenix, Arizona. LinkedIn, Oxford Life Insurance Company. Instagram, Oxford.life. And finally, it looks like YouTube, Oxford Life Insurance Company. So when you go into your smartphone or iPhone, you just search for Oxford Life, and you can download the app from your Play Store or your iTunes. And that concludes my Life Products webinar. Thank you for attending, and hope you gained something from it. And of course, any questions, feel free to send to me or to Justin, and we will be happy to get back to you. And of course, Mike Carley will be, who is the Central Regional Director, will be more than happy to get back to you as well with an answer to kind of exchange that contact information, so you have a point person here. I'm more than happy to receive emails and calls. We like to take a team effort approach here at Oxford Life.
Really appreciate your time today, AJ, and also you and your team's resources, Mike's as well. Um, Navigating insurance companies for a while can sometimes give people a headache, and also IMOs, so it goes both ways. But you guys are extremely easy to get a hold of, um, and very down to earth when working with the producers and us internally. So appreciate that and your time this morning. Picked up a couple of new things. The phone app, I did not know you guys had that. That's great. That's a great addition. I plan on using that. I'll probably hit Mike up for additional information on it as well. And those of you on the call who have questions, who may be not as familiar with phone apps as my 7-year-old son, that's who I'm going to ask, or AJ. Please give us a call. We can help. We can help. All jokes aside. At the same time, AJ, that's a good change with the contracting. So in just-in-time states or in situations, yeah, you guys can submit. That is great. That is great. So appreciate your time. I'm going to wrap it up here. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever or have interest in receiving a walkthrough of the website, I think it's great that Oxford does have open architecture on their website. Everything is plain and ready to go. Give us a call if you have interest in that. Secondly, I'd like to mention one thing, and AJ alluded to this the other day with Mike. COVID-19, 2020, whatever we want to end up calling it, a big Fortnite and Minecraft game wrapped together in the dark, if you will, right? It taught us a lot about change, and it's inevitable, and not as much as in our control as what we once thought. And I can confidently say that because we're starting to hear that. Most of America has been close to their family, close to the documents in their home, and certainly close in their heart towards the end of life right now. And I think I feel hard pressed not to bring that up. We're seeing at the same time, between tax changes, people's interest in protecting those they love, we're seeing life applications nationally. This isn't just with Oxford. I read an article the other day. Life applications are on a rise significantly. So we're going to hear and see a lot more about life insurance this year. I can't think of a better way to help an individual than when it looks like, or when they take a look at planning for the end of life. One of the items that if you call in today, give me a call. My name is Justin Ford. You can reach me on the sales team. I'll get this over to your marketers as well. If you have interest, we have a vital documents locator. Many of you may already have this as part of your intake, but when working with someone on their final expenses or somebody just coming out of a pandemic that's been locked in their house, one of the biggest challenges if you've experienced death in a family at the end oftentimes comes to not knowing what policies, even on life insurance, one has, where the documents are located. As children or beneficiaries or caretakers, where do we find all this stuff? Because we've lived, decades and decades in this world, and is everything in order? A lot of times people get so cluttered that they push this off and procrastinate. The Vital Documents Locator will help you have an open conversation with your client, discover and have them notate to the next generation where items are located, who to contact if something were to happen. What's your Oxford Life policy number for your burial life? What's your estate plan? Put it all in one place and have that relationship and that beneficial connection with the client and truly help them get that in order. Everybody says they have these things in order until they don't. And so give us a call today if you have interest in that strategy or getting a copy of the Vital Documents Locator, or those or have an interest in having one customized for your practice. It also leads into the second generation quite a bit when we start taking a look at planning and needs, because you're already having an open conversation. And I would highly recommend one part of this is an open phone call or personal meeting, or nowadays Zoom, with the kids, the next generation, to introduce yourself to that family so they know that you're the one holding this document. So if something happens, you can be the key person within a family that they relate back to and say, okay, Dad passed. We knew this was coming, but we're so glad that you, our advisor, is there to help us with the next steps. That's an emotional time. Thank you all for attending. Oxford Life Business does count for our Producers Summit coming up here in Rome. We've got time. Give a call for if you have any questions on that or your point value. 800-255-5055 here at IMES. This webinar is recorded and will be up on our YouTube site shortly after. Join us on Facebook, connect with us on LinkedIn. Have a great day. If you have any questions, reach out to your primary resource. Thanks again, AJ. We appreciate your help.
Absolutely,
Be
my
talking
pleasure.
to you in the future.
Thank you.
Have a good one. You're welcome.
Take care.
Thanks.